Fox 5 News.
Some of the most powerful executives in soccer were arrested today in what's being called a scheme to corrupt the most popular sport on the planet. 7 people were arrested today in Switzerland during a raid at a hotel in Zurich. U.S. Attorney General Loretta Lynch announced indictments today on 14 defendants in all, including 9 officials currently with FIFA. Under the alleged scheme, they say sports marketing executives paid FIFA executives more than $150 million in kickbacks and bribes in exchange for the right to sell lucrative television and marketing contracts for soccer tournaments. Swiss authorities also opened criminal investigations into how FIFA awards the World Cup to host nations. Joining us right now is legal analyst Vikas Bajaj. Vic, good to see you.
Likewise, thank you.
All right, can you tell us why exactly the U.S. is the one that's going after these guys if this essentially happened in other countries around the world?
Excellent question. The answer to that very clearly and very directly is this. If there's any nexus with the United States commerce, federal law then trumps, it is in play, and the United States can then seek indictments and extraditions from individuals. Now, as far as where this meeting was taking place, when 7 individuals were taken into custody, it's an interesting fact. People normally believe that if you are with the Swiss, you cannot be extradited. Absolutely untrue. The only exception to extradition is if there is an inquiry into tax evasion. So your money is still safe in Swiss banks and you can't be extradited, but for bribery and corruption, you surely can.
So what do these guys do here in the U.S. that they probably could have done in other places and maybe gotten away with it?
Well, you use United States banks. Wire fraud is the catch-all of federal legislation, which says if you ever use a United States banking institution for either mailing in checks, cashing checks, which are drawn through the United States Federal Reserve, or through wire transfers, that can all affect interstate commerce, and that's why these individuals are being indicted by the United States.
Is there going to be trouble going after these guys with FIFA? FIFA's not a business, it's not a governmental organization, it's not even a conventional non-governmental organization.
Well, there won't be difficulty, and the reason why there will not be difficulty is very clearly if FIFA opposes any extraditions or does anything to thwart the investigations of the United States, well, you can bet that the United States, not only through criminal prosecutions and indictments, which I predict will take place not only in the Eastern District of New York, but also in other districts in the United States of America. But aside from the criminal ramifications, you will have the United States say, we are now going to do whatever we can to ostracize FIFA. And that would cost FIFA up to $2 billion a year, which is what they have publicized that they actually bring in yearly.
All right, Vic, there's been speculation about these guys for years, frankly, around the world. They gave the World Cup to a Middle East country in the middle of the summer where it's 150 degrees. Obviously, a lot of questions about why they would do something like that. Why is this coming down right now and right here?
Now is the best time to do it. There's going to be an election for the president. We know that's going to take place in less than 48 hours. That's the FIFA president, of course, and he's looking forward to start, I believe, his 5th term. There could be no better time than now, and I think what the United States government and allied investigation agencies are telling us is we now need to do this today, here and now, this very minute, so that the council can put pressure to perhaps not re-elect the president. By not doing that, there will be more loyalty that is impinged upon and therefore more cooperating witnesses like we see, which is the foundation of this case.
They did push back the election, by the way, of that president. They just announced that shortly ago, so they're going to push that back for now. The president himself, however, is not facing charges. Any reason as to why that's not happening at this point?
At this point, the only reason would be, and I always tell my clients in my practice of federal defense, just because you have not been contacted does not mean you're safe. It actually means that you may be the primary target of the investigation. The way federal investigations work is diametrically opposed and markedly different to the way state investigations occur. The simple analogy I give is if you make a right turn without signaling appropriately, you may have state law enforcement on you that may find something in your trunk. However, by the time the federal government starts doing their investigation, you are the last person to know if you are the actual target of the offense that's being investigated.
All right, Vikas Bajaj breaking it down for us. Vic, thank you so much for your time and your insight. Appreciate it.
My pleasure.